What's up guys, welcome back, and hello if you are new. Potentially the fastest band to come out of technical death metal, sure. But what is the secret behind a good song? Archspire have very much looked inward on this new album, and now they return on album number 4, which is Bleed the Future. So following a hell of a lot of touring that Relentless Mutation basically brought them, they looked at what the crowd enjoyed and what they would like to see more of, and kind of had that in mind when they were writing the album. Conceptually, this album is very much in the world of sci-fi and was based on a dream that the vocalist Ollie had, where he was thinking about what would happen when humans start giving birth to non-humans, and what happens if the non-humans start benefiting the humans. Whoa. That brings me to my first big point, I think, which is space on this record. Obviously, space is explored as, you know, sci-fi and all that sort of stuff, but I think one of the biggest things for me on Bleed the Future is the use of space. It's not just crammed full of riffs anymore. There's a lot more kind of attention to detail, pulling things back, and when, you know, Ollie's like, or the drums are going insane, the guitar might be sort of like a little bit less crazy, or vice versa. Drone Corp's Aviator, for example, there's this kind of like nice interlude, so that when everything does come back in, it's not sort of like overwhelming, and the listener is kind of like just being subjected to all of this like technicality. And Abandon the Linear's guitar lines really kind of place that hook in whilst still kind of firing on all cylinders. And there are times when Ollie and Spencer's work really, really well together, such as on the title track, which is Bleed the Future. But the most important thing on this album is memorability. Things happen to make a song memorable. So Golden Mouth of Ruin is a great example. You know, it'll be like a slide here or a pinch harmonic there. And it's that sort of like thing to latch onto. That brings me to my next point, which is about repetition. There's so many times, I think, in technical death metal where you're kind of like, oh, I like that riff. Okay, I'm never going to hear it again. And they just kind of like batter you with this. Whereas I think Archspire have focused on that fact that, you know, they can play the same riff again and then add, you know, little bits here and there to make it just a little bit more interesting. Like on ACRID Canon, the band do build on a melody from a riff, and it's that sort of, you know, the building that you can kind of latch onto something and then you kind of start to remember it. Or another example is Drain of Incarnation. That kind of has it's almost like a minute and a bit build up of this melody, so you're kind of really laying the groundwork before you get shot into hyperspace, which you definitely do. And of course, that being said, it doesn't mean that, you know, Archspire have sacrificed any technicality. They've written what is apparently their fastest song to date, which is AUM. Don't know how that man delivers all those words in such a short amount of time. It's absolutely incredible. Archspire have looked at what makes some of their moments so great, and have definitely retained their crown of the technical death metal community, but in doing so, they've also evolved and looked at more songwriting and different ideas behind that. And it's this understanding of writing a good song is just as important as the technicality that I think really boosts Bleed the Future above their peers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this album review. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments below as well. And other than that, I will see you guys very, very soon for another album review. Take care, my friends, and thanks for watching.